When I joined the National Youth Orchestra of Great Britain, firstly, it didn't occur to me I should apply. I just assumed I couldn't possibly be good enough. So it's really important that everybody should not make the assumption that they can't be good enough. But secondly, you do live in your own world locally, and I used to think I was pretty good. And then suddenly you come here to an organisation where the best in the country, and you are nowhere near the best. But that is so inspiring, and it's so great for standards, and everybody sparks everybody else off. And I remember it was the first time I'd played in anything like this sort of standard of orchestra. And not only was it an extraordinary experience with all the work as you prepared and you moved towards getting together as an orchestra, but I will never forget the day when we all sat down and played for the first time as an orchestra. And I'd never heard a sound like it. And I remember sitting there, and I'll never forget it. I mean, for probably the first 10 minutes, I couldn't play a note. The tears were just running down my cheeks because it was just such an unbelievable sound to be a part of. And to be honest, it's not just about being with the best musicians. They're also a really smart, engaged group of people. And half of them probably won't become professional musicians. The interesting thing is lots of my friends became mathematicians and physicists and doctors and went off to do other things. They were just as good and just as talented as the people who did take up music. Talented people are almost always multi-talented. And so there's lots of courses they can choose for their life. And one of the great things is bringing together people who are going to be terrific in all sorts of walks of life, but who happen as well to be extraordinarily talented musicians. And those are relationships that are then forged for life. In the end, it gave me the inspiration for a life in music too. The realization of what music can do and how it can transform your life and how it can transform people's horizons. It was probably, without a doubt at that time, the most important experience of my life, but probably one of the most important experiences of my whole life, in fact.